I'm Dale MacKay, and I'm the owner and chef of Ayden Kitchen Bar in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Realistically, probably since I was about 18, in real kitchens since I was about 19, and I mean, I started in burger place, like I started at Red Robin, and then I went to Earl's, and then I went to, my way of kind of going about cooking was to go to a better place, go to a better place, go to a better place. I always take one step, maybe too big every single time, and start at the bottom, and then try to kick everyone's ass and move forward and get to the top, and then keep moving on. And for me, that's the best way. I don't, school of any type is not for me, so I'd rather do it the grunt way. There's just different times in your life. I loved working in London because I was quite young. I was about just turning 20, and it was I made no money. I lived in a closet, and and we worked kind of 18 hours a day, and it was that household's really kind of dear to me. But at the same time, living in Japan was cool because I had Ayden there, and but then New York was probably maybe my favorite place to live as an adult, and actually, I had a slightly different position, and I made a little bit of money, so I could really enjoy the city and the restaurants and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely Canadian though. I love living in Canada, and this is my place. Gordon and Danielle they're both great chefs, but very different personalities. Gordon kind of taught me to cook with balls, and Danielle kind of taught me to cook with class, and so it's a kind of a combination of the two. One is very aggressive. Danielle taught me. I looked at Danielle as almost like a finishing school. I went with him, and he kind of taught me more about hospitality and being gracious and understanding what it means for someone to be a guest in your restaurant. Not saying that Gordon didn't have that, but he was always a little bit more aggressive about his approach, and it was just a different style of mentoring. But I hold both of those chefs extremely dear to me, and I feel super happy that I got to call them my chef for sure. I'm really excited about all the different sausages and charcuterie and stuff that we're going to be making, and again, I think those kind of things hold so strong to people. When you have a really good piece of bread or a really good piece of dried sausage or fresh sausage, it's one of those things where you walk around for like an hour after going, holy crap, that was a really good sausage, or holy crap, that was a great piece of bread. So even our burgers, like we're going to be grinding our own meat here, baking our own buns here. There's no ground meat coming in, we're grinding it. So those are the things I'm really excited about, and we're keeping a small menu so we can change the menu all the time, and we can keep people excited. For me, small menu, the better, because you can really concentrate on the flavors and change the menu. Probably aromatics. I love lemongrass, I love kaffir lime, I love spices, any type of spice. I'm not huge on heat, on actual hots, but I absolutely love spices. I think I honestly am the luckiest chef I've ever met. I've got 3 people that have moved their entire lives and their entire careers to a town that none of them had ever been to. Nathan is from Vancouver. He's worked in New York. He's worked in London. He's got a great career already, and then he decided to come here and be a partner in the business with me here, and tag team everything that we're gonna do. And Jesse Zuber, this is his first head chef role. He's been with me again 6 years, since he was about 18 years old. And then Cho, he's got lots of options, and we're all here together. And it's a pretty special thing to have people move to a city in the middle of the country where we are in the winter, 6 months of the year. It definitely makes me feel pretty good that these guys want to be here, want to do this together. It's difficult, I think it's difficult if you're a single mother, you're a single father. I mean, his mom is definitely in the picture, and she, they talk all the time. He spends the holidays with her that, so I've definitely got a lot of support on that side. But it's never easy. I mean, the older they get, it's easier they get, but at the same time, then there's more emotional stuff. So I mean, it's difficult, but what I've always tried to do is include it in everything that I do, whether it be at the restaurant or decisions. I mean, obviously I named the restaurant after him. He's sitting 10 feet from me right now. I think it's just like that when you're a kid. Like when I grew up, I grew up around furniture stores, and stuff, and so I'd always be at the furniture store, and you find things to do, and you cruise around, and you feel good about it because it's yours, So hopefully Ayden feels like he's part of everything, and that this is just as much his restaurant as mine. you know, in the kitchen where I've been there and something just clicks and you finally get it, you know, and you have those. That's why I love cooking, is you have those little moments all the time. You're making the sauce over and over and over, and then finally you just go, that's how that's how you make it better. That's how you go. Like I actually remember, and it was about when I was about 26 or 27, and then that had been for, you know, been working for Gordon for about 7 years, and I can remember to the, you know, second, I was actually sitting on a couch at home trying to come up with dishes, and I honestly remember turning a total creative corner literally in 1 minute, and everything changed for me in a split second, when I went from having a dish that had some good components to being able to having all the little bells and whistles that I've seen in, you know, other great chefs and stuff like that, where you go, okay, now I get it. You think texture, you think feel, you think sauce, you know, you think everything on all the different levels to create something, in my opinion, something great, you know. Probably music. You know, I've one thing that I really missed training for years was music. You know, I personally listen to music probably a good 6 to 8 hours a day almost, and it's so important to me to be happy. And so in the kitchen, it doesn't matter what kitchen I run now, we listen to music when we're prepping. Whenever we can listen to music, I do. So that's super important to me, and even some of my staff, like Jesse, he actually has a playlist on his iPhone to know if I'm in a bad mood. He can put it on, and then I'm gonna get jacked back up. And I've actually seen it. It's true. There's certain songs that will just get me right in the right mood. So I'd hope to say being a father, you know, and being a good brother and being a good, you know, son, and those, again, that's what's most important to me. Obviously, is those first, and then cooking after, and that's part of the reason why I came back here. Sing. For sure. I definitely wish I could sing. I still do, but I don't do it well. Yeah.